Two-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Mourning. That's one of the greatest shot blocks I've ever seen.
Seven-time All-Star. Olympic gold medalist. NBA champion. And now, Hall of Famer.
Oh, my goodness. Alonzo Mourning with a major maneuver.
Alonzo Mourning was one of the fiercest competitors to ever put on a jersey.
Here's Mourning. The shot.
Get ready to relive the amazing Hall of Fame career of Alonzo Mourning.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Looking Back at Alonzo as we revisit the life and career of Hall of Famer Alonzo Mourning. I'm Matt Weiner. Mourning was one of the most intimidating defenders the game has ever seen. A two-time Defensive Player of the Year who brandished biceps like weapons and blocked shots with fury. But he began as a kid simply looking for a stable home. So his former coach, John Thompson, sat down with Mourning and talked about his uncertain start in life.
I want to start off, though, in asking you, Alonzo, to reflect on your childhood a little bit. I think it's a very interesting path you took to the Hall of Fame. How did it start?
Every kid, you know, goes through different challenges and ups and downs, family situations that they deal with growing up. You know, I was no different. And I was fortunate enough to have the right people at the right time in my life to help me overcome some of the challenges that I was dealing with at that particular time. You know, broken home, mother and father divorced. You know, I ended up falling in the hands of the social service system and stayed in a group home for a year. You know, ended up falling in the hands of this angelic woman, Fanny Three, who you've had an opportunity to meet and spent some time with. You sat right there in our living room and spoke to her about, you know, the benefits of me coming to Georgetown, and, you know, all those particular things kind of happened, kind of storybook, to tell you the truth, because, you know, things could have gone a different direction and I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. When I started playing ball, I wasn't that good at all, you know, and I was tall and people expected me to be good because I'm 12 years old, 13 years old, and I'm 6'3", you know. So because of that, you know, and because of, you know, kids teasing me and me walking around the school taller than the teachers and the principals and what have you, there were expectations placed on me. So I tried to figure out a way to, okay, how do I, you know, gain these friends that I want instead of people laughing at me and teasing me and things of that nature? How do I gain these friends? I do that by being good at something. So peer pressure puts me into playing basketball. I tried to play football. It did not work out. Actually, I tried to play football and I didn't have cleats to fit me. So I was out there playing in Chuck Taylors, you know, so I'm slipping and sliding all over the field, so that was very difficult. But peer pressure pushed me into basketball. I didn't start at junior high school at 13 years old, did not start. I actually played behind a kid that was much shorter than me. And Coach Lassane told me, he's like, I'm not gonna put you on the floor because you're tall. I'm gonna put you out there because you earned those minutes. And he said, you haven't earned them yet. So that just gave me that extra incentive to work just that much harder and want to win and want to be better. And I think that's what that's how it all was fueled growing up and just wanting to succeed. What clicked for me was my senior year, the USA Today newspaper came out and they shot me in the gymnasium and they ranked me the #1 high school player in the country. And I was like, whoa. I mean, that's amazing. And I had a chance, because of Boo Williams, I had a chance to travel all around the country and compete against other players. And, you know, that's what hit me and let me know that, wow, I could probably do something with this.
After flourishing as a high school star in Chesapeake, Virginia, where he was the National Player of the Year, and with his pick of major college programs knocking down his door, Mourning stayed relatively close to home and chose to play his college ball at Georgetown. We'll let the coach who landed him take it from there.
Why did you select Georgetown?
Well, I selected Georgetown. There was several different reasons. Number one, I'm gonna be truthful with you. I started watching the game, really getting into collegiate basketball at the age of 12 years old. And I saw that Georgetown, North Carolina game, and I was in awe watching Patrick Ewing on TV block all those shots. Goal 10, I watched him goal 10 all those shots. And, I looked at that and I said, wow, I want to do that. I want to do that. So that alone, TV attracted me to Georgetown.
What happened between your relationship with Patrick? How did that interact with your feelings about being here?
I started with that game, watching that game in '82 when I was 12 years old, watching that game, and then following his career, and then pretty much mentoring, really just following his career, and kind of patterning my game after his, and blocking shots and whatever. And then when we had an opportunity to meet each other, I was just in awe, and then we just developed this brotherly type relationship, and coming to Georgetown, competing, we developed a bond, we pushed each other. He pushed me, he got me better, and I felt like, if I could compete against him the way I was competing against him, especially in our summer workouts here, that he was one of the best centers that ever played a game. I felt like if I could compete against him the way I was playing against him, then I could play in the NBA. So he kind of built my confidence from that perspective.
With the second pick in the 1992 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Alonzo Mourning from Georgetown University.
Mourning spent his first 3 NBA seasons in Charlotte, where the Hornets won a first-round playoff series over the Celtics during his rookie year. But Zoe was traded to Miami, where his Heat began a long and bitter rivalry with the New York Knicks. It came to a head during the 1998 playoffs.
Hardaway, no. Rebound, New York. And fists are flying at the other end.
When Mourning was in the middle of a memorable brawl, highlighted by Knicks head coach Jeff Van Gundy clinging to Mourning's leg. A moment both embarrassing and, looking back, just plain funny.
One of the moments where, when you react with anger without thinking. And not understanding the ramifications, and it just cost our team an opportunity to move on to the next round. And at that particular time, all I remember was just a fray of people around me and Larry, and me trying to get to Larry. And then I felt Jeff Van Gundy hanging on my leg and literally holding on like a little kid. I actually, like my 4-year-old hangs on my leg now. And legs wrapped around me, everything. And I'm sitting here, are you kidding me right now? It's probably one of the most comical moments in sports history. Got to be, And to this day, when we see each other, before we even say hi, we start laughing. And we laugh about that particular moment.
2000 was a very significant time for you, Alonzo. You think about your daughter being born, you think about the Olympics, you think about the discovery of the kidney situation, and the whole Olympic experience. Help me with that.
It was an emotional roller coaster for me. It was kind of overwhelming, to tell you the truth. I had made a commitment to my wife that I was going to come back for the birth of our second child, Micah. All the flying that I was doing at that particular time, I thought that that had an effect on my health as well because, you know, my body was retaining a lot of fluids because of the kidney disorder and the nephritis. So I was swelling up, you know, and the trainer, Tom, that was with the Olympics at that particular time was telling me, oh, you know, you've been flying a lot, you know, so, you know, that's why you have this edema, you have this swelling in your legs, you know, but I made that commitment to my wife that I would fly back from Sydney, witness the birth of my child, and it was amazing how it happened, you know, because Mickey Harrison sent the plane for me to meet me in Los Angeles, and literally when I got to Miami, as soon as I got to the hospital, 20 minutes later, my daughter was born, because literally I flew all the way around the world just to get to Miami, and with 20 minutes to spare. So, I mean, I could have been a traffic jam or accident, what have you, you know, I would have missed it, you know, so it was scripted way beyond, and God was leading the whole way throughout that process, you know, and I tell you, it was just an amazing experience to be able to go back, play in the Olympics and win a gold medal. And I got awarded USA Basketball Player of the Year as well, you know, so that was huge at that particular time. Unbeknownst to me, you know, I was carrying this kidney disease at that particular time and didn't even know it and was playing through all of that. You know, that just goes to show you that I'm wired differently. And the discomfort and the pain I was dealing with, I was just ignoring it and playing right through it. You know, so there goes that invincible mentality that we have as athletes.